The Interstellar Academy's recreational dome fell silent as the guttural growl echoed across the synthetic grass. 23 cadets from 7 different species stood frozen, their varied physiologies united in a single instinct: fear. At the center of the clearing, Cub Growled, a juvenile Croxian barely 3 cycles old, had his lips pulled back, revealing rows of serrated teeth designed by evolution to tear through bone and sinew. His muscular haunches were coiled, amber eyes locked on the human cadet who'd been playing catch with him moments before. Tessa Varon didn't freeze. The human woman, barely 5.5 feet tall and seemingly fragile compared to the apex predator before her, tilted her head. Then she did something that would be discussed in xenopsychology classes for decades to come. She snarled back. The sound that erupted from Tessa's throat was primal, raw, utterly unbefitting her species' classification as social omnivores in the Galactic Concordance's biological database. It wasn't a scream or a shout, it was a challenge, deep and resonant, carrying the weight of 100,000 years of human evolution across Deathworld plains. Cub Growled's ears flattened. His growl stuttered, replaced by a confused chirp. Then Tessa laughed, a bright, genuine sound that shattered the tension like glass, and lunged forward to ruffle the fur between the cub's ears. "Got you, you little troublemaker. Trying to intimidate me? I raised 3 German shepherds back home. You'll have to do better than that." The Croxian cub, who stood nearly 4 feet at the shoulder and could theoretically disembowel a grown Thelian with one swipe, melted into a purring heap. His tail, thick as Tessa's arm, and tipped with bony ridges, wagged with such enthusiasm it kicked up small clouds of synthetic turf. "By the 7 suns," whispered Cadet Velshara, a Thinian whose species had spent millennia as prey to the Croxians before achieving space travel. Her translucent skin had gone completely pale. She's insane." "Tactically brilliant, actually," corrected Cadet Commander Jrun, a veteran Korthax officer overseeing the training session. His 4 eyes blinked in rapid succession, a sign of deep contemplation in his species. Note how she recognized the cub's behavior as posturing rather than genuine aggression. The human assessed, adapted, and established dominance without violence. "Dominance?" Velshara's voice pitched higher. "Commander, that's a Croxian. They've been apex predators on their homeworld for 40 million years. They're babies when they're young, just like anything else," Tessa called out, apparently having overheard despite the distance. She had Growled on his back now, rubbing his belly while the terrifying predator made sounds disturbingly similar to a broken engine. Aren't you just a big scary baby?" Growled's hind leg kicked reflexively, nearly taking out a passing maintenance drone. The other cadets began to cautiously resume their activities, though most kept a wary eye on the human and her new companion. Only Cadet Maresh, a hulking Gravonian whose species prided themselves on their combat prowess, approached. "Human Tessa," he rumbled, his voice like grinding stones. "You show no fear. Is this normal for your kind?" Tessa glanced up, still scratching behind Growled's ears. "Fear? Oh. I was scared, my heart still pounding." She placed a hand over her chest as if to demonstrate. "But fear and panic are different things. Where I come from, we had animals that could kill you in 100 different ways. Bears, big cats, crocodiles, sharks, venomous snakes, and spiders. We learned to read body language, to know when something's playing versus hunting." "And if Cub Growled had been hunting?" Maresh asked. Tessa's smile didn't waver, but something shifted in her eyes, something older, harder. "Then I'd have gone for the eyes and throat. Humans didn't climb to the top of Earth's food chain by giving up." Maresh's translator struggled with the concept of food chain for a moment before settling on an approximation. When it did, his 3-chambered heart skipped a beat. Humans were classified as mid-tier omnivores in official records. The way Tessa spoke suggested those records might need revision. "Your world had multiple apex predators?" Velshara had gathered enough courage to join the conversation, though she kept Maresh between herself and Growled. "How did your species survive?" "We became better predators." Tessa shrugged as if this were obvious. "Humans are persistence hunters. We're not the strongest or fastest, but we don't give up. Ever." Our ancestors would chase prey for days until it collapsed from exhaustion. We turned hunting into a science, then an art form. She stood, and Dricktal immediately rolled to his feet, pressing against her side like an oversized house cat. But we also learned to read intention. Drick here wasn't trying to hurt me, he was testing boundaries, seeing how I'd react. It's what young predators do. If I'd shown fear, I'd have taught him that humans are prey. Instead, I taught him that humans are something else. And what? Muresh asked, genuinely curious now. Friends, equals, maybe even pack. Tessa scratched under Dricktal's chin, and the cub's purr intensified. Humans domesticated wolves, one of our world's apex predators, 15,000 years ago. We turned them into companions, not through dominance, but through mutual respect and understanding. Cadet Commander Zhrun had been recording the entire exchange. This would be required viewing for every xenobiology and first contact course in the academy. Cadet Varen, you realize that Cub Dricktal's parents are watching from the observation deck? Tessa glanced up at the transparent dome overhead. 2 adult Croxians, each weighing over 600 pounds of pure muscle and hunting instinct, stared down at her. Their expressions were unreadable by human standards. She waved. After a long moment, both adults dipped their heads in what the translator interpreted as respectful acknowledgement. Humans, Velshara breathed, her skin slowly returning to its normal lavender hue. You're all completely mad. Maybe. Tessa agreed cheerfully. Or maybe we're just used to living on a world that tried to kill us every single day for millions of years. When everything's trying to eat you, you learn to make friends with the things that have teeth. She threw a synthetic ball across the field, and Dricktal bounded after it with puppy-like enthusiasm, his earlier intimidating growl completely forgotten. As training resumed, Cadet Commander Zhren updated his daily report. In the section marked Human Integration Assessment, he wrote, Recommendation: humans should be reclassified from Tier 3, Standard Sentence, to Tier 1, Apex Social Predators with pack bonding tendencies. Further observation required, but initial assessment suggests humans may be the only species capable of befriending literally anything, including species that should logically consider them prey. Advise other species to approach human pack bonding behavior with caution. Resistance appears futile. In the recreational dome, Tessa's laughter rang out again as Dricktal accidentally tackled her in his enthusiasm. The sound carried hope not just for the unlikely friendship between predator and human, but for a galaxy where understanding could bridge even the widest evolutionary divides. After all, if a human could make a Croxian cub roll over for belly rubs, what else might humanity achieve among the stars?